Welcome to another edition of Pittsburgh Sportsline. We're doing this show as it's a live show at 930 Brookline Boulevard at Olive Oil's Pizzeria. $5 pizzas, large pizza, one topping, $5 hoagies, and Smoking Jim, how are they?
Very good.
Good. You can start eating some more.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thanks, buddy. Thanks to Frank Fanera, owner of Olive Oil's Pizzeria. His manager Joe's here. Just tell him what you need. If you need drinks, just don't ask for cups. I heard there aren't any cups around, but we got bottles, so we're good. We've been doing the show about 8-9 months here, so just happy to be here. We got a great cast of guests coming on. I'm Al Levine, the Talking Machine. I got Smoking Jim Frazier as my co-host here, and we got plenty of sports to talk to you about. Our opening segment is What's on Your Mind. It's sponsored by Skeets Lewandowski of Skeets Service Station in Finleyville. He's right past Trax Farms and Mineral Beach. Anything that runs on gas, go see Skeets. I need a new tire. I'm going there tomorrow, Smoking Jim. So what can you do? He handles it all. He's one of the best. Plus, we like him in his boxing reports and everything else. But that's What's on Your Mind, sponsored by Skeets Service Station. And we're going to start the show right now. Smoking Jim Frazier, what's on your mind?
Thanks, Al Levine, the Talking Machine. And if you want the green,
just don't break it.
You got to see Levine. I want to thank everybody for coming out for our annual Mother's Day show.
I didn't know. Was it Mother's Day yesterday?
Big hand for Hall of Fame photographer Frank Fabus is in the house. Pittsburgh Sportsline Hall of Famer Skip Atkins is here.
Yeah.
My best friend and the TV host of Healthy Relationships. Big hand for Nika Taylor, Joy Taylor.
Hold on, which is it?
It's a black thing.
I'm confused. He always brings the race card out.
National.
I don't care what color you are. You're welcome on Pittsburgh Sportsline.
According to your spray tan. National.
No, this is real. This is real.
National
Pittsburgh.
And international model. The next Miss America and the current Miss Pennsylvania. Big hand for Sindel Taylor in the house. I always say, whatever a man can do, a woman can do better. If the Pittsburgh Steelers was being run by a woman, they'd have 10 Super Bowl rings and one for both thumbs. You know, the Pittsburgh Steelers finished last season 13-3. They was the favorite to win next year's Super Bowl until the day before the draft. The Pittsburgh Steelers get rid of a player as a rookie. He caught 26 passes for 500 yards, a whopping 21-yard average, 8 touchdowns. He was the most explosive rookie receiver since Bullet Bob Hayes and Randy Moss. 6'5", 220 pounds, ran the 40-yard dash in a sizzling 4.25 seconds. And the Pittsburgh Steelers got rid of Martavis Bryant for a warm six-pack. Kevin Colbert and Coach Mike Tomlin, are you insane? The black and gold yard sale didn't stop right there. They got rid of defensive players Joe Golden, William Gay, Mike Mitchell. And the Pittsburgh Steelers went through a draft and did not draft a middle linebacker or a cornerback. They've yet to replace Ryan Shazier or James Harrison. They lost their offensive coordinator. They don't have a quarterback coach. Le'Veon Bell is mad, and so is Big Ben. I'm not here to hate. I'm just shooting straight. The Pittsburgh Steelers don't want to be great. They just want to be 8-8.
Are you done? A little disclaimer. If you go back in our tapes, because we have over 500 TV shows, and you check them out on YouTube, Smoking Jim talked about Martavis Bryant should be let go. He's an NFL-style Steeler scout, but he's also a great entertainer and my best friend. I'll allow him some leeway and stuff. What happened to our sign there? Shut that tape off. Anyhow, Smoking Jim is very entertaining. So what if he said they should get rid of Martavis Bryant? He only tells the truth. That's what he tells me. Now, I don't know why I heard that, and that 8-8, they don't want to be great. We heard that for a couple years when they were 8-8. So he's recycling some of the material for your benefit. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm not as entertaining as he is. Thanks, Skip. What's on my mind is we got the Pirates here. They gave away Kutch, basically, and Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole looks like an all-star and a Cy Young winner in Houston. McCutcheon's starting out slow like he did. I think he had 3 hits over the weekend when we beat him 2 out of 3. First game back, we beat him 11-2. We had 4 home runs. We're actually leading the league in home runs. So all the haters of the Pirates, like I've told other people, you have the best people playing the major leagues. There's only so many of them, 1,500 or so, but they're the best ball players in the country. So they got a little upset. Pirate fans are boycotting the stadium, except when they got 34,000 to come out to see Kutch. So he did bring the crowd up, so that's appreciated. Whoa, there's a motorcycle going by. We do this like a live show, so that happens. But the Pirates lost their last game with San Francisco. They have a day off, and they'll be back at it. They're a half game out of first place. Who would think after almost 30 games, 1/5 of the season and 162, they're right outside of first place. So let's see what happens this year. I bleed black and gold, but I don't care about bottom line Bob owning the team. Who cares who the owner is? Let's watch the players and enjoy the other teams that come in. Let's go Bucks. The hardest question I ask guests is, what's your name?
Dan Del Bianco.
Thank you very much. And a friend of ours, mutual friend John, gave me this. I don't know if you can get a close-up of this. I'll drop the bottle so you can get in on that. Frank, you want to get a picture of this one? It's a rather important race. You want to
So that's actually the race program from last year.
Yes.
This is, I've got a stack of these in the back. I'll bring those out. So that's the poster for this year and the entire schedule for the 2018 Grand Prix, which is
When's it start?
Less than 2 months away. So our
July.
first event is July 6th, and it runs through the 15th.
That is great. And this is the 36th year.
36. Can you believe that?
I don't believe it. I actually knew Myron Cope. My dad grew up in the Hill District, Pride Street, and Myron lived up on the bluff. They were actually friends. We went to his 25th anniversary, and he goes, in his voice, I can't imitate it, there's the Levine boys. Thanks for coming out. So I go, hey, Myron, thanks for everything you do in Double Yoy.
I got a chance to get to know him. He was on our board of directors until he passed away.
What a great guy.
And so his son Danny is at Allegheny Valley School, one of the charities.
Sure.
So it's been a big part of it for his family.
And it's amazing to do fundraising like you do for autism.
Yeah, we help. We've raised over $5 million since 1983 for local charities. Yeah,
that's amazing. Wow, that keeps you busy.
It does.
You're a one-man wrecking crew. I know that.
Well, there's 1,200 volunteers, all ready to go. A lot of them are even working now behind the scenes. It's a huge team.
No, I know. I've been out there a few times in the past years, and it's quite the event. I'm not a real car guy, but I appreciate the older cars and the work they put on them and in them, and just how they drive.
So, I mean, the cars that we race are old, but the car shows that we have, it's old and new.
I understand.
So when you come out to Shenley Park, we've got about 3,000 cars parked in the show.
Is it that many?
It's that many. And probably, I would guess, over half those cars are just a few years old.
Get on.
Because a lot of the car clubs are supported by folks that are buying the newer models.
Sure, it makes sense. Yeah. How did you get involved in this?
I asked too many questions.
You're kidding.
I volunteered to do the poster.
Okay.
Worked for a company, and we were going to do a pro bono project, and so I called the Grand Prix, and we did the poster that year, and then when we were done, they presented the check to the charities, and I thought there was going to be a bigger check than that. I said, if we'd have charged you for our services, there wouldn't have been a donation.
Whoa.
I said, how come you guys don't raise more money? And I said, well, we're looking for a full-time person so that our volunteers can do what they do best. And so that's really what we needed.
That's how you got in.
That was 15 years ago.
You're kidding.
And
That's
so
amazing.
It's kind of exploded since then in terms of the monies we've been able to raise. Because we've got volunteers that'll stand in the hot sun. They'll wave flags on the corner with cars coming at them at
Sure.
100 miles an hour.
No, I've seen it.
But nobody wants to call on sponsors and
Right.
do all the financial work. So
I understand.
It was a big change
Takes a
for us.
special character
That character is right.
to do it. No, I've met you before at a show Jessica Lee was doing, and we talked, and just amazing stuff that you've done in the last couple years, let alone the last 15. It's amazing.
And it's a big part of Pittsburgh. We really truly identify with it. It is still, the event in Shenley Park is still free for spectators.
That is incredible.
So we get about 100,000 people each day in the park.
Is it that
For
many?
the races, yeah. And probably a 250,000 people for the whole 10 days. But it's really exploded beyond Shenley Park. We race at Pit Race Complex out in Beaver County.
I've
and
heard
then
that.
And then we've filled the entire race week in between there with a car show on Walnut Street, another car show at the waterfront.
Oh, get on.
This year we're going to have a tune-up event. We're going to surround Heinz Field with a couple of hundred cars and
Wow.
throw a party there.
Maybe the Steelers can come out.
Well, I don't think any of them are going to be there at that point. In fact, the field won't be there. They said don't expect to look out from the Champions Club and see the field. It's going to be re-turfed at that point. And then we've got a Jet Center party at the Voyager Jet Center in West Mifflin. We bring in vintage aircraft.
Aircraft. Wow. Wow. Can't imagine that. What's it cost to go see shows like that?
So those are some of the higher tickets. The Jet Center's $375.
Sure.
We got a Black Tide that's $275.
Well, I'm assuming as much. You got to generate some.
We got to raise money somewhere.
Right?
Your
what first
it costs.
question.
Well, and to put this event on in Shenley Park, it's amazing the costs. Not only do we have to bring in porta-johns and golf carts and snow
about
fence
water?
and jersey barriers and water and fix the golf course when we're done. It's bring in a PA system as well, because we're walking onto a golf course, turning it into a car show.
Quiet golf course.
A very quiet golf course.
Definitely.
Other than the weekend that we're there.
And what is it again? The 6th through...
6th through the 15th. So the big weekend at Shenley Park is the 14th and 15th of July.
That's what we should look forward to.
That's right.
Those are the 2 days to be there.
And everything's on the website.
Go
easy
see
to
Dan.
find.
He'll be around. I guarantee it. Definitely. What other highlights do you have to talk about?
BMW is the mark of the year. So every year we pick a specific car to honor, and that's what's on the poster.
Okay.
And so they're also bringing their Oktoberfest to Pittsburgh in July.
You're kidding.
And so it'll be maybe 1,200 individuals and 600 or 700 BMWs coming in from all over the country.
1,200
Right.
with 600 or 700 BMWs. That'll be great.
And they'll be at all the events. They're going to have track days up at Pit Race in the beginning. And so it's going to be, let's hope for some good weather because it'll be a massive event.
You'll get some good weather. It only rains during the art festival, so you're beyond that.
That's right.
Right? So we won't get rain then. Hopefully not. We've been getting these thunderstorms, and
The more it rains now, the less it rains then.
is that how it works?
That's what I think.
I'm glad you got that insight. And what other cars are highlighted? Any in racing?
We have, Subaru's the spotlight car.
Okay.
And so it doesn't seem like really a vintage car, but there's a
No, it
Subaru Club. Just incredible.
How large?
Car. I have a couple of hundred members.
Yeah.
I know we get about 100 cars. We have to limit where they how many
You
come
actually
out.
limit-
Because they'd all come out and they'd fill the golf course.
Really?
Really enthusiastic group.
That's great.
It really is.
When you get people that are passionate about something they love, that's great.
So yeah, it's like I say, it's not just old cars. We're going to have the Kasner Cup is coming here. That's an annual Triumph race
Okay.
of vintage Triumphs, and that'll be at the Pit Race Complex, which is that first weekend on the 7th and 8th of July.
Okay, look forward to that. Come
it'll
on,
be-
we got
it's a
highlights
national
there.
race.
Yeah,
That's right.
A national race. Boy, that's great. And how's your sponsor list look? What kind
It's
of sponsors?
it's wonderful.
Can you drop any names?
God, I have
brought
to
the
look
book
at the
for
back
it.
of it. Oh, it's on the back.
Okay.
We'll start at the
Holy
top
heck.
of the
I'll hold it for you.
Ford, Bobby Rahal, Mini, Napa's joined us this year. Lamar, BMW, Barrel Cadillac, UBS, Mercedes Motorsports, Acura, Pit Race Complex, the Chevy dealers, A&L Motors. I mean,
Who didn't you get?
Well,
You got a heck of
I've
a
only
list.
mentioned about a third of them that are there. It's wonderful support, and that's really where a lot of the dollars come and allow us to make the donation. You know,
Well, I assumed as much, that to get this money in millions, you got to have people putting thousands in somewhere.
exactly.
Right?
To
It adds up.
keep the event free.
Sure. That's quite the accomplishment to have a free event for 100,000 people a day. That's amazing. I've been invited to go to a couple friends' tents, and the food that they have, it's like full course meals.
There's definitely some parties going on.
Yeah, they definitely party. They got
With race
kegs.
cars driving around you.
It's unbelievable. I've been out there a couple times and heard that. It's loud. It gets loud.
It does. So where do you go to the patron parking parties on Sunday?
I've tried that. Yeah.
Tried to crash a few of those?
Yeah, because I got an invite to one. They go, and with my personality, I ended up talking to people that I know and other ones. So I was able to hit 4 or 5 at a time, or during that time.
Yeah.
So, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, there's about 100 sponsor tents out there.
No, it's amazing with all the tents, the people, let alone the bathrooms that you have, because you need it.
104 Porta Johns. I know it because we just ordered them.
I was gonna. That was a question I had. How do you know?
We had to pick the only golf course to host this on that doesn't have golf carts, so we have to bring them all in.
You're
From Grove
kidding. I
City.
never would have even thought of
Yeah.
that. I figured they'd be there.
It's a walking course because it's kind of
that's
tight and it's in
yeah,
the city.
that's true. It is. Yeah, with Shenley Park, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
How many golf carts?
98.
What happened to 100?
We're trying to get a few more.
Wow, 98 golf
Everybody
carts.
wants a golf cart on that
I'll
weekend.
bet.
Yeah.
Sure, with it being warm usually, and
It's tough to get around without one because it's so crowded.
oh yeah. Are there different paths that you can take?
Usually try and stay on the streets as long as you can and then
Then
jump
cut
the
off.
curb up onto the golf course. But if I can make a pitch for volunteers, I
Yes.
said we've got 1,200 volunteers.
'Cause-
We always need volunteers.
This show will be rebroadcast Wednesday night,
Okay.
7 o'clock to 8, Verizon 32 everywhere in the Pittsburgh area. Comcast 7 only in Bethel Park. That's just how it is. And we're seeing every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday night. This show will be seen 5 times on TV. And I post the link up on my Facebook page, Pittsburgh Sportsline. We have 6,669 likes. So all you guys and girls that
I
have
just added one
smartphones,
when I was back there.
okay.
667.
No, what 70, 6670. So this old dog learned a few new tricks. Please like our page. We appreciate you. But we put this up, and I'll put what minute you come on the show. Like
All
we
right.
talked the first 6 or 7 minutes. I'll say you were on so your friends can watch you then. And if they're interested, they could watch our other guests. Maybe they look better than you. Maybe they don't. We'll find out. That'll be coming attractions. But this will be out there, and over the next couple months, Dave Cable, our director, may even put it out once or twice in addition to the 5 times it was
Appreciate
on.
that. We do.
Because I'm about trying to promote things. As people know, I'll repeat stuff 4 or 5 times, like this is Dan Del Bianco. Stay tuned to what he's going to say. They need volunteers. They will not refuse you volunteering.
That's it.
Right? How do they get a hold of you?
You know, the website, you just Google Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix or it's pvgp.org. It's easy to find.
PVGP.org.
Well, that's it.
I got to at least emphasize that. If I'm not repeating myself, I'm not promoting. So, yeah, Dave Cable says he knows a guy named Dan Turinsky.
Dan Turiski's one of the
He said to
charities.
mention a name before the show. I figured I'd mention it on the show because you know thousands of people.
Well, everybody knows Dan.
Really, I heard he's a heck of a good guy.
He's been around since day one.
Get on. Wow, that's awesome. No doubt about it. Volunteer for Dan. He will not refuse you. I'm telling you that. PGVP.org. How'd I do?
You didn't get it.
What is it?
PVGP.
PVGP.
It's hard to say. It just doesn't roll.
It doesn't roll
That's
well.
why I just Google Pittsburgh Vintage
PVGP.
Grand Prix. You'll get there.
All right, we can do that. What else do you want to say? Anything else
That's
to put
it.
out
Just
there? 'Cause
thank you.
I want to
And
try
will we
to
see you in
I'm
one of
gonna-
those party tents?
I'm going to try to make it.
Okay.
I'll try to make it. I'll give you a heads up. I know your
I'll
phone
be
number.
zipping by in a golf cart.
I know
somewhere.
you'll be a busy man, but I'll wave.
Okay.
Dan,
Thanks, Al.
thank you very much.
I appreciate it.
And good luck again this
Smoke
year.
it.
Year
Thanks,
number
Ted.
36, Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix.
Thank you.
hello. Welcome to the show.
Hi guys, how are you?
We've had you on the show a few times. They do know your name, but I like when you say your name.
So my name is Sindel Taylor, and I am the current Mrs. Pennsylvania America 2018.
Congratulations.
The champ is here.
Her first interview as the new Mrs. Pennsylvania. And Smoking Jim, just to clarify, this is Mrs. MRS.
Yes.
Pennsylvania.
Yes.
Same
Yes,
thing.
Mrs. Yes.
He says Miss Pennsylvania all
It's
the time.
okay. It's okay.
All right.
There is a little
He's
bit
our
of a
friend.
difference.
We'll
Yeah.
just work with it.
So, but yes, it is my first interview as Mrs. Pennsylvania America 2018, and it's very fitting that I'm here. So, thank you guys so very much, because you guys were actually my first interview as Mrs. Allegheny County, and now they're my first interview as Mrs. Pennsylvania America. So, I'm really excited.
And the crown is real.
It is. It's
I
real. I
touched it.
keep touching it.
You look beautiful today.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's quite a nice outfit.
Yes, my husband is a vet. Yes.
How did it go?
Which part?
The day of.
Oh my God. So the day of is just, it's exhilarating. So we actually start the night before with a contestant dinner. So we get to re-meet all of our fellow sister queens that are competing with us. We exchange gifts from one another, and we get to talk about what the gift represented. So my gift was just a little candle that had different sayings on it, and each saying kind of represented that contestant that I gave it to.
Nice.
The day of, you have an interview first thing. So as Allegheny County, I was first in the interview, which is extremely nerve-wracking. It is a panel-style interview, so you're sitting in front of the judges, talking to them one-on-one. There's 3 judges.
Wow.
This year we had 3 beautiful women judging, so thank you to my judges, because without them, I wouldn't be sitting here with this crown.
Well, sure, they had a vote for you.
Absolutely. Yes, they have to vote for you
I
and score you.
understand that. I'm pretty quick.
Yeah. And then the night of are you going through pageantry, but you're changing, we were going from
I'm
one
sure you
side
have
to the
different
other.
outfits.
Yes. And it's really exhilarating. But it was a phenomenal night, and I just can't believe it's real. I can't believe that this actually happened. I'm just so honored and humbled to be representing Pennsylvania.
Congratulations again. We're honored to have you on the show again and do what you do. And you've talked about hearts and heart health and other things. Are you still going to do that?
Yes. So my platform is Heart Health Awareness. So with my platform, what I do is I go around to different places and educate people on simple and easy ways to be heart healthy. And I'm also promoting that in Capitol Hill, that we promote that CPR is mandatory to teach in high schools. It's not currently mandatory. A lot of high schools do teach it, but
You mean
we're
Washington,
pushing.
D.C.?
Yes. Yep. On Capitol Hill. Yep.
Some people like Smoking Jim don't understand what Capitol Hill is.
Yep. So we're trying to promote
wanna
that right now.
clarify that.
Yes, absolutely. So
Thank you.
that's one of my goals.
That's our nation's capital also. Very good. No, that's great stuff that you do. If it could sink in with him, since he had that quadruple bypass.
Yes, Smoking Jim is actually another part of my reasons for my platform. So if anybody doesn't know, he had a quadruple bypass surgery not too long ago, and he's eating pizza over here, but that's okay. He's allowed to have a little treat every
Here's
once
the
in a while.
problem. Kentucky Fried buckets of chicken.
I'm not around when he's eating the chicken, but it's
Neither
all
am
about
I.
moderation.
Neither am I, but
It's
those
all about
$20
moderation.
buckets are his friend.
And like I said, it's all about moderation. So we've had a little talk, but my dad
You need to talk
really started
again.
it. We've talked because he knows.
Okay.
He knows.
I wanted to emphasize that on air. He is my best friend from another mother, so I try to emphasize that. I bring healthy people on our show, hoping that he learns from it. Instead, he gets pictures with them. That's just how he is. And what's on your agenda for this year?
I have a lot of things coming up that I'm really excited about. So the first thing is I'm actually coming to the Vintage Grand Prix, so I'm so excited to get to talk to him about it.
GVGP.
Yes, I'm really excited. I'm going to take my son. He loves cars, so anything that has to deal with cars, I'm going to take him to.
Bringing my Subaru.
Nice.
He doesn't have one.
I'm doing another event coming up. I'm actually trying to host my own event coming
When and
up.
where?
It's going to be next year. It's going to be I'm hoping with the Pittsburgh Business Show. I'm talking in cahoots with them right now. It's going to be a
Nice. Good
CPR
luck.
class.
Good.
It will be free for the public. So I'm trying to host that as well. And it's an odd thing, but
I hope
I'm
it
working
works
with the
out.
owners of it.
Sure. That'll be great.
And then the biggest thing is Mrs. America is coming up in Vegas in August. So I'll be competing for the title of Mrs. America there in August.
Good luck.
Thank you. I'm really excited.
Definitely. I wish you the best
I'm really
of luck.
excited.
Anything else you want to put out there? How do they get a hold of you? Or I don't want to give out phone numbers because people get crazy with women's phone numbers, but they could see you on Facebook?
Yes, they can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Mrs. PA America 2018. I finally got to change my name. It was Mrs. Allegheny County, but I got to change it. I was so
Excellent.
excited about that. And you can find me on all 3 social medias under that tag. So it's Mrs. MRSPA America 2018.
Ask Smoking Jim what you said.
Smoking Jim.
I do have one question.
Yes.
I know you're going to win it all this year, but say for example, you come in second or third. Do you have to re-qualify next year, or do you automatically get a bid to go to Vegas again?
So basically, as a title holder, as a state title holder, I can't compete again for Mrs. Pennsylvania in subsequent years. So I would have to wait 1 year, and then I could compete for Mrs. Pennsylvania America again, and then I could go to nationals again. But I won on a 3-peat, even though the Penns didn't, as Mrs. Allegheny County. So I'm gonna stay with that. I'm gonna stay with that. So
We needed to talk a little sports. I'm glad you
a little
brought
sports.
Pens up.
Yeah, I did compete for Mrs. Pennsylvania 3 times, so I'm definitely not going to just give up if I don't place at Mrs. America, but my plan is to just go in there and be myself. And honestly, at the end of the day, I'm still representing Pennsylvania, and I'm still representing Allegheny County, and I still have so much that I want to do with that.
Excellent. Well, good luck.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much.
And thanks for appearing.
Thank you.
Tell us your name.
My name is Lucy Ferries.
You haven't been on since we left SIPS.
I know it's been way too long.
You're down the street. It's been a while. You've been busy. I know
Been
that.
invited.
You got an open invite.
Oh well, I'm here every week. Then you're just gonna have to.
Whoa, I don't, we do have limitations. We have some limits here. Can you talk any sports?
Some I can listen and reply. I don't know.
Do
if
you
it'll-
watch any sports once in a while?
Once in a while, I watch the Steelers.
You watch the
once in a
Steelers?
while.
All right, we got the sports out of the way.
Thank you.
She watches Gateway.
She does not. She don't even know where Gateway's at, unless she would tell us. All right, somebody gave me this card.
I did. I came to tell you about the first annual Glam and Style Awards.
I'm going to put it up. The
That-
first annual.
Yes, that myself and Sindel and Jennifer are all nominated for.
No way. How did this happen?
You got lucky. You got everybody all at once. today.
Wow. Thanks to Smoking Jim Frazier. He finally come through. He interviews thousands of people. I interview a couple people here and there, and I say, Smoking Jim, can you get me some guests? And he did.
And he
come
does
through.
it every time.
All right, so this event is,
June 16th.
okay,
And it is honoring local people that are behind the scenes in beauty and makeup and fashion.
nice.
And I'm hoping to come home with Makeup Artist of the Year.
Great. I wish you well.
Thank you.
And it's your event?
No, I'm just a nominee. It is.
You're one of the nominees.
Yes,
Okay.
it is a
Who's
Style
hosting?
and Glam.
Okay, Style and Glam.
LLC.
Okay. I needed the details. And where's it at?
The Pittsburgh Center for the Arts.
Where's that located?
I do believe that's in Oakland.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't know.
No, he's just goes on.
Yeah. I'm trying to get answers from you. All right, so go to Oakland, forget Smoking Jim Frazier, and please make him some Kentucky Fried lotion.
Okay, I got him.
All right? Please, because he can chew on his hand.
Yeah, it'll be so much better for his heart if he just bites his hand, then only his hand will be messed up.
Exactly, and they can bandage that. Definitely.
Thank you guys for having me.
Oh, you're welcome.
It's
Anything
always
else
an
you want to
honor.
bring up?
I also wanted to let you guys know that Makeup Fairies will be hosting our 3rd annual fundraiser, Glam and Gore 3.
Where at?
In October this year. We haven't set the venue yet,
Okay.
but we have set the date. It will be October 26th.
Okay.
And if there are any aspiring models or makeup artists that would like to work with me on this, please feel free to find me on Facebook. My name is Lucy Ferries.
Spell that for them.
LucyFairyz.
Don't forget the Z.
Exactly.
That's how you'll find her. Or just ask Smoking Jim. He has photos with you. So
Yeah, he does
he'll
all
promote
that.
you very good. And we got our one promo photo, so we'll show that tomorrow.
Thank you.
Lucy, thanks for being on our show.
Thank you guys for
Good
having
luck in
me.
that competition. You will be a winner.
Thank you.
Hold it. I got to hold it at least first. This goes into the Smoking Jim Shrine. He's now expanded to 2 rooms of Sweeties for Jimmy.
Oh my God.
Beautiful photo. You look in great shape.
Thank you. That was taken after my 3rd bodybuilding competition.
Third.
Third competition.
Last
and
year?
It was actually this year, just
No
in March.
way. How did you get a tan like that?
It's spray tan.
This is real.
This is spray tan.
I had to bring it out because I assumed as much. Tell the folks your name as you look at a real tan. This is a Pittsburgh tan. On my deck, sipping green tea.
Well, my name is Lauren Hull, and I've spray tan because I like to promote, of course, with bodybuilding, it's all about being healthy, physically, mentally, emotionally, and part of that is, of course, keeping your skin healthy. So spray tan is definitely the way to go to
I'm a believer.
keep a healthy skin.
I'm a believer. Forget that spray. Just get it from her, from Lauren. And spell your last name.
Last name is spelled H-O-H-L.
H-O-H-L. Smoking Jim, did you know that?
Oh, yeah.
He didn't know. Sorry about that. Did you play any sports growing up?
Growing up through high school, I just did cheerleading. I got a
We
little...
consider it a sport on Pittsburgh Sports Line
Oh, good.
because he's brought cheerleaders on the show and they go, we don't know if we qualify as a sport. I said, if Smoking Jim brings you on, you're in sports.
Definitely. Yeah, so through high school...
What high school did you go to?
Elderton High School.
Where is that?
It's a very small town between Katanning, Pennsylvania, and Indiana, Pennsylvania,
heard
along
of it.
422. Well, if you blink, you miss it.
I think I
Very
missed it.
small
I've been
town.
out to IUP a few times, so I missed it.
Yeah, it's on your way to IUP.
Get out, right or left? I'm kidding.
Depending on which way you're coming, yeah. Yeah, very small town.
Very good.
Yeah. So I did cheerleading in high school, a little bit of gymnastics, but
Well, gymnastics count as a sport.
yeah. But sort of what actually led me to the bodybuilding part of it.
How did that happen?
That was through taking fitness classes. I was trying to lose weight. I lost about 30 pounds doing fitness
Where
classes.
were you carrying 30
I
pounds
know.
of extra weight? You look in great
Oh,
shape.
thank you. So I joined a gym. I did fitness classes. I took Zumba and body pump, kettlebell classes.
You're kidding.
And one thing led to another, and just wanting to keep challenging myself. And eventually I got into the weightlifting, and that's how I got into bodybuilding.
You still weightlifting?
I do. I still weightlift. Right now, I am doing an off season. So I competed in March, and I'm taking the rest of the year off to build more and put more muscle on.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then hopefully, come 2019, I'll be ready to do another show.
Normally, I don't ask women their weights, but when you compete, like I know boxers have different weights, and I'm sure there's weight classes for, what was your modeling called?
So I competed in the NPC, the National Physique Committee, and it was in the bikini division.
Okay.
And thank you. And through the bikini division, they go by your height.
Okay.
So I was.
You're not that tall.
No, I'm not that tall. I qualified for the Class A, which was, depending on the other division that you'd go into, it'd either be 5'2" or 5'4" and under. So, yeah, it's Class A.
Well, I have 3 sisters that are 5 foot tall. You look taller than them.
It's the shoes.
Darn, I knew it was something. And 2 of them lie.
I like to lie about my height, too, make myself taller.
Yeah, they do, because the one, my older sister, a year younger than me, has a daughter that's 4'10". So,
Okay.
so the genes didn't go that far on my dad's side. They're the shorter people. My mother's side has the taller people.
You grow until you're perfect. So at 4'10", 4'11", 5 foot, you are perfect at an early height.
How about 6 foot?
It took a little bit longer.
I got there. Thank you. I just was checking on myself there. Okay. Very good.
Yeah.
So you weight lift, do you run it all?
No, I got into running 5Ks. I did place third in my age division at a 5K once for an overall female. But since I got into the weightlifting and with bodybuilding, you're doing really high reps, high sets. So with that, that's the cardio in itself is the weightlifting.
Sure.
So not
But
a whole
then you
lot.
don't get as bulky, though, if you're doing high sets and high reps.
Exactly.
Do I understand that?
Right. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Keeps you lean and mean.
Exactly. Yes, everyone gets that.
Unlike the power lifter next to me.
Do you power lift?
I used to.
Very nice.
Now it's just buckets.
Lift the chicken wings and the pizza.
Yeah, he's good with the pizza. The wings, he struggles a little bit. He's getting there.
Well, that is the hard part with competing is the diet. It's very strict, very
Do you
regulated.
eat a clean diet?
Yes, clean
Do you
diet.
eat different types of protein?
Yeah, mostly chicken or tuna, eggs. Egg whites are a huge
Sure.
protein factor. Yeah.
That's why we get along so well. He's just entertaining. I thought you told me you were taking whey protein right now because the pea protein, you didn't like the
I was
flavor.
a 3-hour vegan or whatever it was.
Another, put it like this, it didn't happen. We have an MMA fighter that doesn't eat meat anymore. She's a vegan, so he stole her line. That's all he stole. He won't eat her food, so eat the last 2 pieces of pizza. I'm not going to wait. Please. All right, so you try to eat proteins, higher protein, less carbs? In general? Or?
Yeah, in general, more proteins, medium carbs. I definitely try to incorporate, or my coach does. I have a coach that helps me with my nutrition and my diet.
I assumed as much. Usually there's a team behind each competitor.
Yes, I
I'm
am
sure
part of
you
a
have-
team.
I'm sure you have people that help you with the weights.
I train by myself.
No way.
In the gym, yes. But I do have a coach and I do have a team, and so they're more to keep me on track, keep that moral support, and my
Well, you
spirits
need
high.
that, sure.
Yeah,
We're all self-motivating, but sometimes somebody yelling at you does help.
exactly. Yeah, you need someone to keep you straight.
To be IFBB one day.
I've thought about that. I've thought about going to the IFBB and going to the pro level. I definitely have a long way to go before I get there. I have a lot to work
Well,
on
you've
and
only
improve.
been doing this, what,
Just a year.
just a year?
Yes, just a year.
One of my best friends is Phil Heath. I got to introduce you next year. Yeah.
I'd enjoy that. Yeah.
He knows people everywhere. That's the one true thing about him. He does
Great
know lots of
networking.
people. Look at his smile. How can you not like this guy? He got the best smile in Pittsburgh media. And he's my friend. Look at that. So where do you think you'll be going next year? You're going to compete because you're going to work a little harder on the weights?
Right. Yeah, I look for next year to compete for more local Pittsburgh shows.
Okay. When should we look forward to you competing?
Possibly in the spring of 2019.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
got a year to work.
I have a year to
How
work.
about the carnival? The carnival.
We didn't get there yet. I'm still trying to figure out when she's competing and stuff. Easy, Smoking Jim. So maybe an event in the spring.
Possibly, yeah, spring
Will you
event.
do a couple events next year,
Usually,
depending on how you feel?
yeah, usually no
Because
more than
don't you
2.
have to cut weight?
I do.
Because we have fighters that do that. They cut weight, 20, 30 pounds, some of them.
Yeah.
So you do have to watch that and cut, especially being a woman. You know, there are different nuances with your guys that show their veins. All right, the ladies have to worry a little bit about cutting weight and showing veins and things like that as compared to guys.
Exactly.
See, I know what I'm talking about, Smoking Jim.
You read a lot.
Yeah, my coach
No, I
has
listen to
me
people.
cut about 15, anywhere between 15 to 20 weeks, depending on how far out we want to start prepping for a show. Of course, the longer the better.
Bet those carbs are cut.
Not till the very end.
Really?
And kind of not at all, just because.
Well, a few of competitors players that I've talked to, they go, they're not the most pleasant when all their carbs are cut out.
No, sometimes we do get a little bit moody.
They say they can get a little irritable.
A little bit, yeah.
I
But for the
understand.
most part, my coach, she does a really great job of making sure that we are keeping our
balance.
carbs and proteins, keeping it all balanced, because she definitely does not want us to be unpleasant. She tries to keep us.
I understand. I'm sure
with
she's
energy.
working with more than one woman.
Exactly.
Still need
Yes.
a little fats in there too.
Exactly, yeah.
There's
Yeah,
the
we should get
expert
this
on fats.
Well balanced.
He has great credibility there. Believe it or not, folks. I can't correct him on that. Sorry, Smokey. You made it too easy. They think I pick on him, but look what he puts out there. He's serving it on a platter. No pun intended. All right, so we know you're going to get into shape. You're going to work. We lift heavier weights.
Right now, since I'm with the off season, I'm sort of bulking up. So now I can do heavier weights. It's a lower
Build up
reps.
to-
Yeah. So I'm able to lift heavier now.
So you get some size.
Right.
Then you'll
Yeah.
cut back.
Put on more size, develop and mature the muscle a little bit, and then I'll be able to cut down and.
See,
clean up
you're
my
learning
show.
this. Like what he did. He just learned to develop the muscles and don't worry about it.
Steroids for me.
Really? There you go, folks. We don't know his age, but he was on steroids. And we know he's been concussed many times because he'll tell me he doesn't remember what we said. So just like Martavius Bryant, they should trade him. Smoking Jim Frazier 2 years ago. But, okay, so we got you in the bulking stage, and you're going to work hard.
Work hard and hopefully take myself to a national level at some point. That's the future goal, is to get to a national level.
Really?
Right.
1 year, and you're looking up the national.
Well, not after 1 year, but that's
No,
kind of
I'm
what I'm
saying
leading
down the
up
road.
to. Yeah, down the road.
It could be 2 or 3 years.
It could be.
Get your man to fix it for you.
Smoking Jim, it's not like that. She just loves the sport. Look, you like being in shape,
Yeah, definitely.
and you're healthier because of it. I'll bet.
Exactly. I've learned so much through the sport, just learning about myself and my limitations and being able to push myself, challenge myself. And it boils down to it being a science, depending on what you eat, what you put into your body, and how you use it as food, as fuel. Use it to energize for your workouts so that you don't have to use steroids. Just keep it all natural, just use your
Thank you.
food. That's what I compete in, is natural shows.
I'm glad you could get that out there. I know you're under a lot of pressure with Smoking Jim and his leanings here, but I'm glad you made it to Pittsburgh Sportsline. How can they get a hold of you? You don't have to give out a number, because I don't like women giving out their phone numbers, because there are some people that are not the nicest people out there.
Right.
Are you on Facebook?
I am on Facebook. Just my name.
Spell it.
Lauren, Lauren. My last name is Hohl, Hohl.
Excellent. Thanks for being a guest
Thank
on
you.
Pittsburgh Sportsline.
Thank you.
And good luck to you in all you do.
Thank you.
Tell her about the karma.
And good karma comes with our show. We have a nice positive influence. People that didn't win any fights won fights. Teams that were undefeated won a second year and third year and fourth year in a row. Lady winning a crown has won a crown. So we have a lot of champions. We had a championship football team that I predicted they'll do a three-peat. I said the Penguins would three-peat, but they didn't. They gave us a great year. But Sindel three-peated. So that's what counts. Now they're losing out there right now. Thank you, Lauren, and good luck. Welcome to the show.
Hi, fellas.
Tell them your name.
Jennifer Mendocino, Sotail Fashions.
And we will talk some sports, but I heard you own a store right down the street here. What's the address?
616.
616
He rarely
Brookline Boulevard.
listens. He rarely listens that well. Tell them the name of that store.
Sotail Fashions, right by the post office.
There we go. I know where that's
It's
at.
an Italian name.
It is.
Oh, okay. How about I'll just interview Smoking Jim Frazier.
Yeah.
I grew up next to Italians in Greentree, Straticos, Frantangelos, Russos, DeMeos,
They wasn't on the hill.
Floriolis.
You grew up on the hill.
I grew up on Greentree, Park Edge Road, so I grew up with all Italians. They still think I'm Italian.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, when I played baseball, they called me Lavini.
Lavini.
Because the E at the end of my name. Got it?
I
All
got
right.
it.
How about you? Did you play any sports?
I did. I was a softball player.
Get out. For who?
Well, for my high school, and then
What high school was that?
I have 2 high schools.
Tell
actually.
us two then.
Okay, so I went to Newton County High School in Atlanta, and then I went to finished up high school in Franklin County High School in Virginia.
Wow, you were traveling. What happened?
Just, I was born in Virginia. We ended up moving back to hometown.
How'd you get to Pittsburgh?
Ex-husband.
Okay. Understand.
Yep.
Makes for a good story.
Yeah.
Definitely. How'd you meet Smoking Jim Frazier? Did he
Well,
stalk you on Facebook?
No, not at all. Not at all. Sindel Taylor, actually.
Oh, get out.
Yeah.
I assumed you're friends with Sindel.
Very good friends with her.
Well, nice to have you on the show.
Thank you.
And what position did you play on softball?
I was a pitcher.
Get out. So you
Uh-huh.
threw that fastball.
Yep, and my sister was first base.
Get out.
Yep.
Could you hit the ball at all?
Yeah, I could hit it.
Was this fast pitch or?
It was slow pitch.
'cause
Now you
my
gotta remember
daughter-
how old I am.
I don't know.
We didn't have fast pitch back then.
My daughter played fast pitch, so it's a whole different
Yeah.
game. Slow
right.
pitch is much different.
It is much different.
Definitely.
You must think I'm younger than I really am.
I do.
Look, 22.
How old do you think I am? Come on, let's do this.
22.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you're actually 30 years old.
Okay, well, I'm almost 40.
No way.
Yeah.
Thanks for being honest. I try not to ask
I'm
women's
okay with it. I'm okay with
ages, but I thought you were about 30, so
Well, I'll take it.
you're welcome.
Yep.
And let's see, did you go to college?
I did. I went to Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech, what a good school.
Hokies.
Yes.
He knows his teams, being an NFL scout. He can tell you about them. Can you name any players from there?
Yeah, Steelers just drafted a bum from Virginia Tech. Terrell Edmonds was her first pick, but other than that,
Other than
Michael
that.
Vick. Michael Vick was a great one.
Yeah, but he did something that was very bad.
He
paid
asked for
for-
forgiveness.
Yeah.
Yeah, dog fighting and dog killing isn't a good thing.
Yeah.
Even if you grow up with it, maybe you have Smoking Jim and don't see its fault. I understand. We'll save that for another day.
Another show.
That's a whole lot.
That's a whole new show.
Yes. So what's this event coming up that you're going to be involved with?
Styling
what
Glam.
about that?
Yeah, it's with
It's simplistic.
yes, Styling Glam magazine, which is with Jamise Patterson, and it's for her magazine. So it's a red carpet event, and you can get tickets. Does it say right there on that stand, Styling Glam? Mm-hmm. So it's for June 16th. So you got to come dressed to the nines.
Will you be there?
Oh yeah, I'm up for Best Boutique.
I had to find out. Best boutique. What's in this boutique?
Women's clothing. We have some shoes, some accessories.
Like, what kind of things? Purses?
Not really carry the purses because you can get those anywhere. I
You
try
got-
to carry the unique things
got
that you
clothes
just can't
like
find.
this?
Like this, yeah, like this,
Like
and
this?
like this,
Like
Mhm.
this?
and things like this,
And this?
and this.
How about the
Just checking.
How about the pair of jeans so you can put your gun right on the hip?
No, I don't have those. No, you're talking about the compression shapewear, not the jeans.
He's too sophisticated for us on this. And how long have you had a store?
Actually, I just had this is the first year in April. So I was open a year in April, if you can believe it.
616 Brookline Boulevard, next to the post office.
Right next to the post
Is it
office.
upstairs?
No, it's right there on the main.
Right on the first floor.
Yeah. You just walk right in. You just park and
What
walk
hours
right in.
are you open?
I'm open Tuesday.
Of course, you closed right now to be on the show.
Right.
Okay.
I said I got to come down here. So
You have to.
Right. I said y'all have to come back another day. So I'm open Tuesday through Friday from 11 to 6, and then Saturdays from 10 to 4, Sundays 10 to 3. I'm
Nice.
closed on Mondays.
Are you?
Yeah,
How come?
because I have to have time with my family. You know?
You have kids?
Yes, I have 2.
What do you have?
I have a boy who's 13
Okay.
and a daughter who's 12.
You got to take care of those teenagers.
I do.
Or up soon to be teenagers.
Yeah, his son has a mustache already. I didn't know that happened that fast.
Yeah.
Like he came down the stairs and it was just like growing on his face.
You know they have a thing called razors?
Yeah, he experienced that for the first time just a couple weeks ago. Cut and all, right there. Right there. A little cut.
Glad we could share
One
that.
of many.
And that happens in life.
It does.
What can you do? And what do you look forward to with the show coming up, the Slam Show?
Winning the award for Best Boutique.
How many are you competing against?
I think there's about 4 of us.
4 of you. Wow.
4 or 5 of us, yeah.
How can
in that
stuff
particular
develop?
category.
Well, he told me to mention Good Karma. Now that you've been on Pittsburgh Sportsline, you're going to get Good Karma and
Yeah.
win.
Okay. Well,
You're
if I
gonna
don't,
win. We'll just
I know where to
send
find you.
The second, let me just tell you, the second Monday of each month, come to Olive Oil's Pizzeria and More.
Okay.
930
I'm
Brookline
down here.
Boulevard, 4 blocks away.
Yeah.
You see us.
If
We'll
you-
still be here, and I'll still say the same thing.
All right. Well, if after June 16th I come down here looking mad, I'm going to be like, whoa.
That'll be August. second Monday in August.
all right.
In July. You may forget by then.
No, I won't forget.
You serious?
No, I won't forget.
We better watch out. Well, Good Karma's coming your way.
All right.
I can feel it. It
I'll
just
take it.
passed from him because he just blows that smoke all day. So it's coming out.
That's my biggest cheerleader over there.
He is big. I agree. Size isn't everything. It's the content that he puts out. You got to put out the good stuff.
Nothing but good energy.
What's your best seller?
My bestseller.
Do you have anything?
Everything sells great.
Okay, then we'll change subject.
You know why? Because it's very different. I don't sell things that you can get just in any other department store. So I try to
What
carry
makes
things
you
that
special? That
just because you can't find
they're
like-
unique.
Exactly.
Unique products.
Right.
Where do you get them?
Well, I design a lot of them.
So you're a designer.
I am.
wanted to bring that out.
I am a
Yes.
designer. That's how it all
Did
started.
you design this outfit?
No, I can't take credit for this one.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't
I
take
just
credit
thought
for this
I'd
one.
reach and see if it happened.
Yeah, but this is actually a friend of mine. So I work with a lot of my other friends and fashion friends from all over the world, and we sell each other's items and pieces, and we go from there.
You collaborate.
We do.
No, that sounds great.
Women building women, you know?
I understand. We're pro women here.
Pro women.
We're pro.
I see
We
that.
believe in it. I have a daughter, and I'm all about that stuff.
Good.
Definitely.
I like it.
And what's going to happen in the future here with the place?
Well, we're just going to get bigger,
Okay.
and then,
Expand into the
I'm
post
supposed to be
office.
writing a book here soon.
Yes.
Are
About
you?
my life.
I'm the ghostwriter.
That's not happening.
I write a book about my life.
Are you?
I think so. I think I'm going to tackle it.
That sounds great.
Yeah. I do.
Give us a couple tips about it. What happened?
Phew.
How did it start out?
How'd it start? Jeez. Listen, I'll just put it to you real simple. I've had a book of health issues that you would think for at a young age, like 38 young. I'm 38 young, but I had a forced hysterectomy at 27 years old. So I was
Wow.
blessed that I was able to have my daughter and my son healthy. They were both healthy, born healthy, but it put me into menopause at 27 years old.
That's unbelievable.
So my body just rejected any type of hormone replacements, and that was
It's been
just
a struggle.
Yeah, which led into a whole new,
Do you have
line
other
of
eating
issues.
or anything like that?
I have
Food
Crohn's
product?
disease. I was
Okay.
diagnosed with Crohn's disease at 19.
I figured there'd
then
be some other extenuating
107
circumstance.
kidney stones, 7 kidney operations.
107.
107. Yeah.
You should write a book just about that.
Hey, you asked.
I know. I found out.
Yeah.
Definitely. What
But yeah.
else?
I had my appendix removed, my gallbladders taken out, half of my thyroid. I had a breast lump removed, a few lymph nodes in my lungs. Yeah.
You
But
look,
I just keep
you look
on
rather
going.
healthy.
Thanks.
Get a little tan though. Here.
I'm working on it.
You do. You got a little sun. Get that spray tan going. Where's that spray tan? We need that out again. Where's Lauren? No doubt about it.
Yeah, but other than that, I just try to stay
That's a
positive.
book in
and
itself. I'm about
It is.
positivity because what I find out in life, bad things happen
Mm-hmm.
to good people and bad people, but it's what you do after that.
You're right.
That's what I worry about. What do you do? What are you made of to pass on and go forward? How can you stay positive instead of the woe is me that's out there all the time?
Trust me, I almost, I fell victim to it a few times, which is why I
We're
am
all
where I
human.
am today,
Yeah.
I was, I was guilty of that, but you just remember that, life goes on, and it's what you make of it. I have one shot at this life, and what do I want to make
It
of
too
it?
will pass. It's all temporary.
This too shall pass.
Definitely, it does.
So things are looking better, things looking brighter, and
And you're on Pittsburgh Sports Line. How can you go wrong with that?
right.
You know, this will get good karma for you.
Who
You're going to
would've
win Boutique of the Year. I can
bet.
see it.
You bet.
It's coming up June 16th.
June 16th.
How do they follow you, or without giving out a number or anything, unless you want to give out your business phone number? Or
Sottile Fashions. We have a Facebook, so
tell
like
them
us
go
on
there.
Facebook.
Spell it for them.
Sottile and Fashions.
Very
I hope
simple.
everybody knows how to spell Fashions.
Well, there's one guy here that has an issue with spelling.
Oh no, he's already liked my page.
No, but I mean past that. So if one, there's others, you know him personally, the others don't.
You're right.
Spell it one more time.
Sottile Fashions.
Guess what? We got it the first time. It's still funny. It's still funny the second time or third time. That's why we get along so well. Well, thank you for being on our
Thanks for
show.
having me, guys.
Good luck. Good luck
Appreciate
in your
it.
business down the street. We'll have to stop
Appreciate
by.
it.
Smoking Jim, have you been there? I know he didn't. Yeah.
He hesitated.
Put it like
That's
this.
why.
There is no doubt in my mind. He's
You'll be
telling me
there.
he needs GPS.
When I hit the post office,
You passed it on the way here. You had to.
Yeah, I passed it. I didn't
Guess
know.
what? That's just a likely excuse. He knows where the post office is in Monroeville. He'll go
I got
there.
a P.O. box.
I can't even believe that. It's in Monroeville. That's why he goes there. Well, I want to thank everybody for being great guests on our show. Just sit here. We're going to close
got
it
it.
out. Thanks to Smoking Jim Frazier, Steve the cameraman, Frank the photographer, Hall of Fame, Pittsburgh Sportsline Hall of Fame. Thanks for all the guests that come out. Skip come out, Aaron Romeo come out. First time we've seen him in a couple years. And Lauren's friends and family, I guess. Okay, they come out, so we appreciate you. And we're going to end this show. We always end the show with Stay Joey Strong. And that's for a 9-year-old boy that didn't survive DIPG or brain cancer. So I end the show with Stay Joey Strong.
The Oliver Miller Homestead will open its 2018 season with a great special event that focuses on the fiber, fabrics, and fashions of the late 18th century in western Pennsylvania. In the 18th century, clothing your family was a year-round job that involved all of the members of the family. And on Sunday, May 20th, from 1:30 to 4:30 p.m., the docents of the Oliver Miller Homestead, located just off the circle at Corcoran Drive in South Park, will demonstrate and display the fibers, fabrics, and fashions that the Millers would have used. The steps needed to produce wool from carding to spinning will be demonstrated, as will the process of planing and turning flax into linen. A variety of fabrics will be on display, as well as quilts that demonstrate the techniques and patterns of the time. A local dyeing expert will display and demonstrate the techniques and products used to dye fabrics. There will be an interactive area for the kids to allow them to make an 18th century cap to take home, to learn to weave on a loom, and to dress up in appropriate clothing of the time. All guests may use a photo board for picture taking to see what they would have looked like in 18th century garb. At 2:30, all guests are invited to gather under the trees to hear a reading of Charlie Needs a Cloak, which explains the steps in making a cloak. At 3 o'clock, guests may view a fashion show of the types of clothing worn by various classes and ages of those living in the 18th century. Docents will be present around the grounds to answer your questions and to give information about the Miller family. This is truly a special event with displays and activities for all, which is available for only $2. Visit the website olivermillerhomestead.org for more information about this and other exciting events at the Oliver Miller Homestead.